My name is Officer Zachary Conway.
With what agency are you employed?
Currently employed with Tampa Police Department.
And how long have you been with Tampa Police Department?
This will be my 4th year with Tampa Police Department.
Do you have any prior law enforcement experience?
Before Tampa, I was employed with New Orleans Police Department as an officer.
How long were you there?
About 5 years.
And in your experience here in Tampa, what is your job title?
My job title is a patrol officer.
Did your duties include responding to the area of 3751 East Fowler on June 23rd of 2024?
Yes, I responded to that call.
And about what time was that?
I believe the time came out about 4:45, 4:45
I apologize.
in the morning, a.m.
Were there other officers already present on scene?
I believe Sergeant Portman arrived on scene first. I was maybe the second or third beforehand.
Why is it that you arrived to that area? Did you receive a call for service directly?
We received a call for service. I believe the original call notes were cars speeding through the parking lot and gunshots had been heard. And as we made our way to the scene, we were informed that somebody was shot at the location.
Upon arrival to the parking lot of that Holiday Inn, what are some of the observations you actually make?
The first observation I made, we located a black Dodge Charger stopped in the parking lot, kind of in between the home suites and the Holiday Inn situated on that lot. Car was stopped, immediately noticed that it had been covered in bullet holes, and there was someone deceased in the front seat.
Do you, Sergeant Portman, or the other officers that are there kind of divide up responsibilities in that moment?
In that moment, we were initially focused on trying to preserve the crime scene. There were some other people there that had been with the victim prior to, but initially I had gone to go get crime scene tape to try to cordon off the scene, and at that point we started to divvy up our responsibilities further from that point.
Do you receive a call that you're needed inside of the Holiday Inn itself?
We never received a phone call. While I was still on scene, I observed a blood trail leading from the Dodge Charger leading towards the front door of the hotel. I told the other officers, myself and 3 others went to the front door, and as we approached the front door, we were told by the manager inside the hotel that there were 2 people bleeding on the 3rd floor.
When you say you were looking around and saw that, I'm going to show you what's been previously admitted as State's Exhibit 3M from the exterior of that Holiday Inn there. Is this what you're referencing when you say there were some blood trails leading into the hotel itself?
Yes, that's the main entrance to the hotel right there, the top of the photograph. And back here, it's a sidewalk, and the blood trail actually extended much further back on that sidewalk leading towards the parking lot.
Wasn't sure if I'd be able to get it there. Okay, if I back that up a little bit in 3L, is that what you're referencing in the walk up to that evidence marker number 6?
Yes, ma'am.
At that time, did you actually have any specific information about who your suspects were, who your victims were? Was there even time to obtain that information yet?
We had already known of the victim, Mr. Jones. Prior to the beginning of that shift, we had received some intelligence that he was visiting in town from Jacksonville, and that he had some past arguments with people in the neighborhood, and we were just told just to keep an eye out for him in his movements.
Meaning like an inter-office kind of teletype where agencies will exchange information back and forth?
Not so much a teletype. It was just an email from our intelligence division. I'm not exactly sure how they obtained that information. But we were just told that he was staying at an Airbnb located somewhere out in the county, and that he was more than likely going to be in Tampa for his, I believe he was there for his birthday.
Was that relayed to you during your brief before your shift actually started?
Yes, we went over that in our briefing.
Okay, so you're telling us about that because when you got there and made these observations, you related those 2 things, what the information you learned from your briefing to what you observed on scene.
Right. We didn't officially identify him on scene, at least while I was there, but it was generally understood that this was Mr. Jones that was deceased in the vehicle.
Was that in part because there were also some other lay witnesses on scene at that Holiday Inn?
Correct.
Okay. And when we speak, let's go back just to the entrance and the entrance of the Holiday Inn, and we'll talk a little bit more about the other stuff, okay? At the entrance of the Holiday Inn, you spot the blood trail, and what is your role with the other officers as you enter and speak to the hotel manager?
Again, we spoke to the hotel manager. He told us that he had two men up on the third floor of the hotel that were bleeding. We essentially just followed the blood trail. It went initially down the first hallway in the hotel, leading to the east, maybe a couple floors, and it doubled back to the elevator. And we just followed the blood trail to the elevator, and we took it straight to the third floor.
Okay, let me show you 4A, if I can break that down just a little bit here with evidence marker 8. Can you see that all right?
Yes.
Is this what you're talking about as you enter that lobby in the Holiday Inn lobby area?
Yes, correct. That hallway up at the very top, that leads to the elevators on the right-hand side, and the blood trail actually continues a little bit further past the elevators, and then it comes back and goes towards the elevators themselves.
Though you have a general idea from the manager about where additional people may be, is there still a process that you have to go through to ensure that you get there safely?
Yes. Generally, you are supposed to go floor by floor, using the staircases to clear out the building floor by floor, just to make sure that there's no other additional shooters in the building. Just due to the fact that we had people that were bleeding out that had been shot, we kind of skipped that process and went straight to the victims at that point.
And beyond the elevator there, was there still a blood trail that led you to a more direct location for where they were?
I mean, it wasn't so much the blood trail. As soon as we exited the elevator and turned to the right, our other two victims, Mr. Norris and Mr. Edwards, were sitting there right in the T-junction of the hallway with the elevator.
I'm going to show you what's been pre-marked as State's Exhibit number 91. Do you recognize that?
Yes, that would be, I believe, Mr. Norris on the left and Mr. Edwards on the right.
Now, is this image a screen capture from the body-worn cameras that you all are equipped with?
Yes.
Does this screen capture fairly and accurately depict what you observed when you all exited that elevator and made contact with Mr. Norris and Mr. Edwards?
That's correct.
Your Honor, State moves to admit States 91 and publish.
Any objection?
No.
Okay, admitted.
Now, I know that you made some reference while I was there showing you the exhibit, but can you please, if you would, point out Mr. Norris?
Yes, Mr. Norris is going to be the gentleman on the left in the white shirt, and Mr. Edwards is going to be wearing all black on the right-hand side in the hoodie.
As you made contact with Mr. Norris and Mr. Edwards, were you able to make any visual observations of injuries?
Obviously, Mr. Norris had the gunshot wound to his right shoulder. Just due to the hoodie, I could at least tell that Mr. Edwards was bleeding pretty heavily from his right arm or right shoulder. I just couldn't tell just how far up the injuries went at the time.
Did you do anything to assist?
Yes, I applied a tourniquet to Mr. Edwards' right arm about as far as I could go.
Did the other officers that you were there with help you to secure both of these individuals?
Yes, I believe it was myself, Officer Hadsell, Officer Gale, and Officer King were the ones that made entry into the hotel. Officer Gale stood by with Mr. Norris while I stood by with Mr. Edwards, while Officer Hadsell and Officer King cleared the rest of the hotel.
At that point, you're still at least attempting for whatever life-saving measures that you're able to give to both.
Correct.
Was Mr. Norris conscious with you and answering your questions as it related to what happened or where his injuries were, et cetera?
Yes, Mr. Norris remained conscious for pretty much the entire time that we were in the hotel. Correct.
While you were standing there with them, I presume waiting for EMS or something, did you see more specifically the injury that Mr. Norris had suffered?
The one that Mr. Norris suffered, I believe it was to the front of his right shoulder. I couldn't tell if there was any exit wound though, but he had definitely taken one gunshot wound to the front of the right shoulder.
As you were tending to Mr. Edwards, did it ever become more apparent where his injuries were? Could you see more?
At least from the presence of blood, that right sleeve of his was fairly soaked in it. It did seem pretty clear that he was hit up on the right shoulder a little bit, and my tourniquet just wasn't doing a whole lot with stopping the blood flow.
Even though you're providing or rendering aid at this time, are you still inquiring of them as to what happened?
Correct. I'm still asking questions. You know, who did this? What happened? At least at the time, I'm unsure as to what Mr. Norris was telling Officer Gale, but Mr. Edwards at the time he wasn't able to answer any of my questions at the time just due to the nature of his injuries.
What do you mean he wasn't able to answer your questions?
He either didn't know. He either kept saying he didn't know what had happened, or he was continually. It seemed like he kept losing consciousness on me from the blood loss.
Meaning he was just not responsive medically, not that he wasn't answering.
He would go in and out, and when he would regain consciousness, when I would ask the questions, he either didn't know, or he would just say, "I was sitting in the car when it happened." I think he asked a couple of times. What the status of Mr. Jones was as well. But just due to his injuries, I wasn't able to conduct a full interview with him just in his state.
You did, though, inquire of them who did this, and they just are reiterating, "I don't know."
Correct.
Did you have a role there after? So if EMS arrives, what do they do with their patient?
EMS eventually came. They transported both Mr. Norris and Mr. Edwards to Tampa General Hospital. After conferring with Sergeant Portman outside, once they had been transported, I relocated to Tampa General Hospital to attempt to speak with them further.
Was it your obligation to attempt a formal interview with Mr. Norris and Mr. Edwards?
Yes. Did
you make additional observations upon your arrival at the hospital of their injuries?
Yes. Mr. Norris did in fact sustain one gunshot wound to the right shoulder, and Mr. Edwards, if I remember correctly, he had been shot 3 times in the upper arm, just below the armpit, and an additional 3 times on the right shoulder. And the staff at TGH had informed me that his upper right arm had been broken as a result.
Were you able to successfully obtain a statement about the events of the evening leading up to the shooting from Mr. Norris?
Yes. Essentially, what Mr. Norris told me was they had gone to the home suite to attempt to get a room after they had been kicked out of their Airbnb earlier that day. And he was sleeping in the back of the Charger where we found Mr. Jones at. And they were parked at the Sally Port on the south end of the home suite when the shooting originally happened. He was asleep in the back, so he essentially woke up when he heard gunfire and really didn't see anything prior to. As far as like any possible suspects, he still couldn't give me any answers to that question.
Did you inquire as to why they were in Tampa to begin with?
It was to celebrate Mr. Jones's birthday.
Is that information that Mr. Norris also gave you?
Yes.
Did Mr. Norris give you the locations of the two places that they had reported to for the birthday celebrations?
That day they had gone to Teasers. It's a strip club located on Nebraska Avenue, and they had also gone to Truth 18. It was a bar that was located on Bush Boulevard, just next to the intersection with 50th.
And that was information that Mr. Norris also relayed?
Correct.
Same question for Mr. Edwards. Did you have an opportunity to interview him at the hospital?
Yes.
And again, did he indicate that they were there for a birthday celebration?
Correct.
Did he also provide to you the information about the clubs that they had visited?
He confirmed Teasers, and he did say that they had gone to another bar, but he couldn't give me the name of it.
Were they able to provide both in their interviews rough time estimates or time frames?
I believe both of them had stated that they were they had gone to Truth 18 about 3 o'clock, and they had been at Teasers since about 1 o'clock till about 3 o'clock.
Neither were able to tell you or identify the persons that shot at them, only that they were shot at and that they ran from the vehicle.
Correct.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, Cross?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Other than the two victims from the picture we saw earlier, Gino Norris and Mr. Edwards, did you speak to any other victims or witnesses?
No, my contact was just with Mr. Norris and Mr. Edwards during this investigation.
And they had no idea as to who might have done this?
That's correct.
All right, so they don't know Alicia Andrews?
They never mentioned anybody's name, but at least Miss Andrews, they never mentioned her.
All right. And you also don't know who Miss Andrews is?
No, sir.
All right. Other than, I guess, seeing them there at the hotel, did you do anything else in this case, seeing the two victims?
It was pretty much it was just my response to the hotel and then my follow-up interview with them at TGH. That was the extent of my involvement in this.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, redirect?
No, Your Honor.
All right, may this witness be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, you're excused.